You man's got to learn, you know. Some of you man got to learn. Some of these girls, they're not for that. They're not for settling down and being a so-called wifey, as you put it, a wifey, as you put it, and all these kind of things there. Listen, they're not for that. That's not their role. Okay? See, women, that sport, yeah? If it's soccer, listen, if it's soccer, Gary Neville is a right back, yeah? He's not a centre forward, okay? Okay? American football, yeah? Larry Bird, yeah? He knew his role, yeah? Dennis Rodman knows his role. Jordan knows his role, yeah? Your role is your role, okay? Where you guys are getting it confused, you see the girl, like the physicality, and then you want to instantly lock it down. I've had this talk many times, yeah? The problem is you don't know her from a can of paint. That's the issue. So, I've seen it all the time. Yeah, man, you might go lock it down, go lock it down. Lock it down and do what? You know? Okay, talk to the girl, get a number, talk to her, on the phone, whatever. Then what? You instinctively what? Want to lock it down, live together, do all those things, those wonderful, glorious things. Okay, firstly, more time or not, you don't know who else she's talking to. Okay? Secondly, your ego's too big to think you can walk in there and lock it off just like that. Because A, it may not be other guys she's talking to, but B, there may be a plethora of men that she's entertaining. Okay? See, when you talk to these girls, right? Because they love attention, yeah. Because they enjoy attention, right? Okay? And more time or not, yeah. Listen. Okay, let me break it down to you. For the last, I'm not going to say how old I am, but for the last couple of, talking over, let's say over 10, 20 year period, yeah. 2 and 3 girls give me their number, okay? Standard, off the rack, yeah. But I've not slept with that amount of women. In fact, it's a very small number to be true. So if I've acquired, well, listen, on holiday I've taken 100 numbers in space of 3 months. Okay, let me see. That's an estimate. I used to have a big jar for the numbers, so that was there for like 5 years. I counted there's about 8,000 numbers in there. Okay, but no way have I stepped to. Have I bedded 8,000 women? I know some men have. They're celebrities, whatever. 6'9", Kareem Jabbar, Michael Jordan. Well, he was married, wasn't he? Kareem Jabbar, whatever his name is. Ric Flair apparently made an alligator, said something. Yeah, right. So the whole point I'm making is, yeah, women give their number because they may like you on the surface level, or maybe more time or not, there's a connection there. There's whatever it is, or might be a quick thing, and you got the number, or whatever the reason. Yeah. The whole part I was going to make here is that, you don't know who else she's talking to. It's got the number. But, see, I'm going on the pivot here. But more time or not, because you don't got the number, yeah, doesn't mean guaranteed perm. I keep telling you, man, all that number is, yeah, is a piece of paper with a number on it. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like being a broker, yeah. Go for your list of leads, whatever, and it is what it is. What comes through comes through. You know what I mean? So to be exacting, yeah. A lot of these women, yeah, that you're looking to bolt down with, yeah. I mean, let's look at the Megan Thee Stallion scenario, yeah. So many women, yeah, are actually in uproar that this Klay Thompson, yeah, this 6'5" millionaire basketball player, yeah, who is a catch in his own right, if not a greater catch, yeah. They're up in arms because he was, he stepped out, whatever it is, and been alleged he cheated, yeah, right? That tells me Megan Thee Stallion didn't know her role, or as they say in America, you don't know the assignment, okay? You are a good time girl, okay? What she's saying is, oh, had me, had me all up for it, had me in the mood, had me on nervous toes, met the parents, blah, blah, blah. Listen. You may do all those things, but ultimately, you are a good time girl. I mean, okay, in that instance, he may have taken it a bit too far there. Okay, granted, but ultimately, look, you're a good time girl. Okay, now a lot of these women think there's gonna be a pot of gold at the end of it. Yeah, but I'm gonna rewind that a little bit. Yeah, because not only Megan Thee Stallion, yeah, but Jada Pinkett, brilliant example. Yeah, her loves for the street, the creative arts in the street, and the thug passion thing. Obviously, she liked Tupac the rapper. That's fine. Will Smith swooped in there, saved her, but she's never been content. That's why she disrespects him. Because subconsciously, what it is, she can have all the red talk shows she wants, blah blah blah. The real issue is she has a very deep, innate lack of self-esteem. Okay, hence why she doesn't appreciate the good stuff. And that's actually arguable. Actually, I'm actually going to argue with myself there, because having low self-esteem and having desires for the streets can actually be two different things. And this is where we're getting deep now. This is where we're going to leave the average man now in this conversation. We're going to go more towards the scientific, the scientific Gallists, as it were. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to, we're going to go up a level here now. Okay, right. Her wanting to be with the streets and the thuggish brother and the alternative kind of flavorings, yeah. Apart from the conformist 9 to 5, go to home, be a wife, be a good person, be a dutiful wife. That alternative flex, yeah, as it were, can actually argue myself. Alternatively, or from another point of view, could be seen as not like her self-esteem, but it's what she's about. Maybe it's not a reflection on her self-esteem. It's what she's about. People say Michael Jackson lightened his skin because of deep self-esteem issues. That may be the result of his abuse from his dad, wherever it is, or maybe just maybe, he grew up around. He had the aesthetics of a black person, the afro, the dark skin, but really he was actually drawn, and maybe you don't know, just drawn towards the Caucasian way. So that's what that could be their influence on him. But I digress. The point I'm making is, yeah, the Jada Pinkett's, the Megan Thee Stallions, Rihanna is a good one. Perfect example. She's from St. Michael, Barbados. So before this Rocky guy got there, before that billionaire guy got there, before these other guys got there, yeah, she was there being a little running around in Barbados doing her thing. She was probably their girl, you know what I mean? And for Barbadian standards at the time, back then even, more so now, she would have stood out. So, it is what it is. I've actually, anyway, we're going to, I've been to Barbados and I know, and anyway, I'm not going to entertain that. I don't want to bait myself up, as it were. But yeah, that particular family, is known, and so yeah, she'd be their girl. So that's why when she's a celebrity, and people aren't understanding why she hasn't locked anyone down, or she was going from this guy to that guy, and she was doing her thing, yeah. Again, because she's not wired that way. Halle Berry, good example. Again, perfect example. It's not that she's mad or loose cannon, as people say, as people say. She's like that, As I said before in the previous video, certain girls I know, good time girls. You try to knock them down, but they're not going to be feeling it. And they've had the man with the money. They've had all that. The money, the guy swooping in saying he'll save you and provide this. They've had the savior. The white knight, the black knight, whatever you want to call it. But the end game is the same. These are good kind of girls. They're not made for that. Because that's what they're about. And when you quicker you learn that, it'll be easier for you. You know what I mean? That's all I've got to say. Anyway, later.